Back to school, am I right? Huh? Hey everyone, and welcome back to this week's video. A few months ago, I uploaded parts 1 and 2 of Disney DIYs, and because it was highly requested by all of you guys, I thought that it was about time to make a part 3. So this DIY is mostly for back to school and how to make your school supplies look more fun the Disney way. Hence the title, Disneyfy your school supply. These DIYs are all inspired by Disney and Pixar movies. I will be showing you guys how to make this Toy Story inspired folder, an agenda inspired by the movie Up, and if you're still wondering what you're gonna wear on the first day of school, how about this oversized Baymax sweatshirt inspired by Big Hero 6? And if you go to private school and can't wear this because of uniform dress code, I totally understand. I've been there. Trust me. You can still wear this on any other occasion, like to Disneyland, to birthday parties, to a wedding. I don't know what I'm saying right now, but you get the point. All right, enough with the talking. Now let's get started with this DIY. So to start off, the bottom of Buzz's foot inspired me to make this folder, but instead of the folder saying Andy on it, I thought it would be cool to write the subject of one of your classes in the same handwriting. To make this folder, you are going to need a purple folder, a pencil, a ruler, a purple marker that's a bit darker than the folder, a black marker, and silver tape and scissors are optional. Before we get started, make sure you put a piece of paper inside the folder so when you draw on the folder with marker, it won't bleed through. The first step to making this DIY is using your ruler and your purple marker to draw 4 lines on the front side of the folder. After you're done with that, you can also go back and draw over the lines some more to make them thicker. Before writing the class subject on the folder, I wrote it in pencil and then went over it again with a black marker. I decided to write art on the front because that has always been my favorite class since I was little, and now I go to an art school, which is kind of a coincidence. I tried to mimic Andy's handwriting the best I could, but once you're done with that, this next step is optional. I didn't film this part, but I cut out some silver tape in the shape of a circle and drew an X over each of them to look like the screws on the bottom of Buzz's foot. And that's it! You've got yourself a Toy Story inspired folder. This DIY is inspired by one of the pages inside of Ellie's adventure book from Up. To make this, you will need a beige colored piece of paper, preferably cardstock, brown paint, water, a paint palette or a styrofoam bowl, Mod Podge glue, a pencil, a thin Sharpie, a paintbrush, scissors, and a small composition book or a regular sized one depending on how big you want to make this planner. First, you are going to take your brown paint and pour a drop of it onto your palette or styrofoam bowl. Then pour some water into it until you get this poo colored water, which is kind of gross. Next, you are going to paint a layer of it onto the paper. We're doing this to make the cover look a little more old and vintage. After it's done drying, take your composition book and spread Mod Podge on top of it. Then take your paper and lay the side that's not painted on top of the notebook. Then do the same thing on the other side. And while it's drying, you may want to lay a book or something heavy on top of it just to make sure the paper sticks to the composition book. After that, when it's all dry, take your scissors and cut around the notebook. Next, we are going to begin writing stuff I'm going to do in pencil before we write it in Sharpie. I don't know about you, but I just like to plan things out before I go over it with a marker or a pen. While writing this, I looked at a picture of the page from the movie so it would look exactly like Ellie's handwriting from when she was a kid. And after you wrote it in Sharpie and erased the pencil marks, you've got an agenda or a planner, whatever you want to call it, inspired by the movie Up. And I didn't show this on camera, but I ended up going back and adding more brown paint to the edges to make it look more vintage. You can use this to write down all your homework assignments or any ideas you may have. I'm going to start using this to write down video ideas. So if you're a YouTuber, you could use this for that too. This last back-to-school Disney DIY is inspired by Baymax from Big Hero 6. And I've got to give credit to my brother Adrian for giving me this idea.
Dab.
This sweatshirt is pretty simple and is a good way to show everyone how much of a Disney fan you are on the first day of school. For this, you will need a white sweatshirt a couple sizes larger than your actual size. I ordered a large from Amazon. An iron-on sheet, which you can find at Michael's or any craft store, scissors, an iron, parchment paper, and an image of Baymax's port that holds Tadashi's healthcare memory chip, or otherwise known as his heart drive. I need to stop with these puns. But anyways, I put a link to the image in my description box for you guys to print out if you decide to make this sweatshirt. Before we actually start this DIY, I'm really sorry that I didn't film this, but I took pictures instead, so I will try to explain this process the best I can. The first step to making this DIY is optional. I wanted to make it a little bit cropped, but not too much, so I cut part of the bottom off of the sweatshirt. But if you're a guy or a girl, it's really up to you how you want to make this. After that, I ended up designing my own Baymax heart drive on the computer and printed it out on the iron-on paper. Then I used the scissors to cut it out. So before you iron the design on the sweatshirt, make sure you place it on the upper left side, just like Baymax. And follow the instructions that comes with your iron-on paper. Mine told me to face the printed side up and put the parchment paper on top of it. Then once your iron is hot, start ironing the image onto the sweatshirt, and again, follow the instructions that comes with your iron-on paper because it will also tell you how long you need to iron it. And once you've let it cool off for a while, you are ready to go back to school Baymax style. And if you do wear this on the first day of school, I challenge you to go up to as many people as you can and try giving them a Baymax fist bump. And bonus points if you go up to your teacher and do this. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video and may want to see a part 4 to this series, cause you never know, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel to be notified when I upload a video. And if you guys haven't seen parts 1 and 2 of Disney DIYs, the links will be in the description box. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. I need to stop with these puns.